Imagine a serpent so colossal, it wraps around the entire world, biting its own tail. This isn't just a monster, it's a world-ending prophecy, a symbol of the inescapable cycle of life and death. This is the story of Jormungandr, the Midgard Serpent. Welcome back to Timeless Europe, where we journey through the misty realms of myth and legend. Today, we're re-diving deep into the icy waters of Norse mythology to uncover the truth behind one of its most terrifying and fascinating creatures. Grab your axe, steady your longship, because we're about to meet the World Serpent. So, where did this colossal creature come from? Its origins are as dramatic as its size. Jormungandr is one of the three monstrous children of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angerboa. His siblings are just as infamous: the giant wolf Fenrir, destined to slay Odin himself, and Hel, the ruler of the realm of the dead. It's safe to say this was not your average family. When the Aesir gods, the principal pantheon of Norse deities led by Odin, learned of these three children, prophecies foretold that they would bring about immense destruction and play a crucial role in the gods' downfall. Terrified of this future, Odin decided to deal with each of them. He cast Hel into the gloomy depths of Niflheim to rule over the dishonorable dead. Fenrir was bound by an unbreakable chain, a story of deception and sacrifice in itself. But for Jormungandr, Odin had a different plan. Still just a small serpent, he was snatched up by the All-Father and hurled into the great ocean that encircles Midgard, the realm of humanity. But you can't just toss a problem away and expect it to disappear. In the vast, dark abyss of the sea, Jormungandr didn't just survive, he thrived. He grew at an astronomical rate, feeding on the depth's mysteries and swelling with primordial power. He grew, and grew, and grew, until his immense body was long enough to encircle the entire world. There, in the eternal twilight of the ocean floor, he lay, biting his own tail, a colossal, living ouroboros holding the world together and, paradoxically, threatening to tear it apart. The Vikings called him the Midgard Serpent, a constant, terrifying presence just beyond the shores of their world. The sheer scale of Jormungandr is hard to comprehend. He wasn't just a monster lurking in the sea, he was the sea's monster. His body formed a boundary for the known world. Sailors whispered tales of his massive form shifting beneath the waves, causing catastrophic storms and tidal waves. A flick of his tail could raise tsunamis that would shatter coastlines. His breath was a cloud of deadly poison, capable of corrupting the air and water, killing any living thing it touched. He was a force of nature, an embodiment of the untamable, destructive power of the ocean. Imagine being a Viking sailor, knowing that just beneath your ship, a creature of such immense power and malice was coiled, waiting. This constant threat shaped their worldview, reminding them of the chaos that perpetually simmered at the edges of their ordered reality. Now, you can't talk about Jormungandr without talking about his arch-nemesis, the mighty god of thunder, Thor. Their rivalry is one of the most epic and central conflicts in all of Norse mythology. It's a classic clash, order versus chaos, god versus monster. Thor, the defender of both gods and humanity, saw the serpent as a direct threat to the stability of the cosmos. Their hatred was mutual and legendary, leading to several famous encounters long before their final, fated battle. One of the most well-known tales is Thor's fishing trip. Disguised as a young boy, Thor joins the giant Hymir on his boat. Unimpressed with Hymir's bait, Thor rips the head off one of Hymir's prize oxen to use as his own. He then rows them far out into the ocean, much further than Hymir is comfortable with, to a place where he knows the great serpent lurks. He casts his line, baited with the ox head, into the abyss. What happens next is cataclysmic. Jormungandr takes the bait. The struggle is so immense that Thor's feet smash through the bottom of the boat, and he stands on the seafloor itself, pulling with all his divine might. The entire world shakes as the god and the serpent battle. Thor pulls and pulls, until the monstrous, venom-dripping head of Jormungandr emerges from the waves. The two enemies lock eyes, a moment of pure, primal hatred. Thor raises his hammer, Mjolnir, ready to deliver a killing blow. But just as he is about to strike, the terrified giant Hymir cuts the fishing line. The serpent sinks back into the depths with a deafening roar, and Thor, enraged at the lost opportunity, hurls the giant into the sea after it. He missed his chance, but this encounter only sealed their destiny. They would meet again. Another famous story involves Thor's visit to the castle of the giant king Loki. The king, a master of illusions, subjects Thor and his companions to a series of impossible challenges to humiliate them. One of Thor's tasks is to lift a giant cat. Thor, the strongest of the gods, strains with all his might but can only manage to lift one of the cat's paws off the ground. He feels utterly defeated and ashamed. Later, Loki reveals the deception. The cat was no cat at all. It was Jormungandr, magically disguised. The fact that Thor managed to lift even a part of the world-encircling serpent so high that its back touched the sky terrified the giants. It was a testament to Thor's incredible strength and a chilling foreshadowing of the power that would one day be unleashed. These encounters were merely preludes to the main event. Jormungandr's ultimate purpose, the very reason for his existence in the prophecy, was to play a key role in Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. Ragnarok is not just a battle. It's the end of the world as the Norse knew it. When this final, apocalyptic day arrives, all chains will break. Fenrir will run free. Loki will lead an army of giants and the dead against Asgard. And Jormungandr will rise. The serpent will thrash in a fury, releasing his tail and rising from the ocean. His colossal movements will cause the seas to surge and flood the land. He will spew his deadly venom into the air and water, poisoning the sky and turning the oceans black. He will advance onto the battlefield of Vigrid alongside the other forces of chaos. And there, amidst the ruin and flames of the dying world, he will finally face his sworn enemy, Thor. Their final battle is the stuff of legend. Thor, the champion of the gods, confronts the World Serpent for the third and last time. The sky darkens with poison and roars with thunder as they fight. It is a battle that shakes the foundations of the cosmos. Thor, with a final, desperate burst of strength, summons all his power and strikes Jormungandr on the head with Mjolnir. The blow is fatal. The mightiest monster in the 9 realms is slain. But Thor's victory is short-lived. As the colossal serpent collapses, it unleashes a final torrent of its black venom, drenching the thunder god. Thor, the defender of Midgard, stumbles back 9 paces, a significant number in Norse mythology, before he too succumbs to the poison and falls dead. The archenemies, bound by fate and hatred, destroy each other. It is a grim, tragic end, symbolizing that even in victory, the cost of fighting true chaos can be everything. Order defeats chaos, but dies in the process. So, what does this giant, world-encircling serpent actually represent? Jormungandr is far more than just a sea monster. He is a powerful symbol. Most obviously, he embodies the destructive, untamable forces of nature, particularly the sea, which was a source of both life and death for the seafaring Norse people. He represents the ever-present chaos that lies just beyond the borders of our known, ordered world. His form, the ouroboros, the snake biting its own tail, is a profound symbol found in many cultures. It represents the eternal cycle of destruction and rebirth, of life and death. By encircling the world, he holds it together, but his very existence is a promise of its eventual destruction. When he releases his tail at Ragnarok, the cycle breaks and the world ends, only to be reborn anew from the ashes. Jormungandr is a living embodiment of the idea that the end is built into the beginning, that destruction is a necessary precursor to creation. He also symbolizes the inescapable nature of fate, a core concept in Norse belief. From the moment of his birth, his destiny was intertwined with Thor's and linked to the world's end. No matter what Odin did to prevent it, casting him into the sea only allowed him to grow into the world-ending threat he was prophesied to be. Their story is a powerful reminder that some things are simply meant to be, and that trying to escape one's fate often just leads you right to it. From a banished serpent to a world-ending force of nature, Jormungandr's story is a chilling and epic saga of fate, chaos, and cosmic conflict. He is a monster that defines the world by his very presence and whose death signals its end. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Norse mythology. What other legendary figures or myths should we explore next? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more journeys into timeless Europe. Until next time, stay curious.